They say my ghetto instrumental, detrimental to kids, as if they can't see the misery in which they live.
All in all, Tupac was a poet, and he spoke his emotions in his life and the life of his friends, the stories of his friends, and the black life. And he did songs to uplift. He did songs that were real, that spoke about the issues in the black community, and certain so on and so forth. Basically, like in every way, reality rap. But to me, he made songs to uplift women, and he had these whole different. He was just everywhere basically. But to me, he was also a political figure. He was big on social issues. He always talked out about certain things, and he always wanted to uplift his people and do things for his people. He had a lot of things going on, foundations and so on and so forth, always giving to basically the community. And I feel like he would have been the next great leader, like how Malcolm X. When people always criticize, they were like, "Oh, Tupac was this, Tupac." Okay, he was very young though, and that's something that we have to realize. Malcolm X wasn't always Malcolm X. He was Detroit Red before he became Malcolm X. You know what I mean? But it's all about growth, and I feel like before he passed, he was growing. He was, growing into that person that he was supposed to be. His music was very emotional. He always spoke from the heart. And like I said, he not only told his stories, but he told his friends' stories. He told, I read in a book, like, they would tell Tupac certain experiences, and he would put that in his music. He was a very fast writer, and then he would just go in and record. He was always busy, and he was an actor. He was an actress. He was just he was the epitome of an artist. And I feel like if he was still here, a lot of things would be different. But besides that, his music and the way that he used his words, and he learned. He was a poet, and he read a lot of books, and he incorporated that into his craft. That's another thing that I like. His rhyme scheme and the way that he flowed. It was just like it's hard to issue. But anyway, I love this man, and I feel like he played a major part in me wanting to be an artist, as basically putting black issues and putting the things that we go through and putting it into the music, and then talking out about it and making it change and helping your people and so on and so forth. If you watch his music, movie The Resurrection, that's basically everything that sparked my head. I was just like, I want to do this. Like, besides Left Eye, like, he was that one. But anyway, his legacy will forever live on. And not only that, but he was a prophet. If you ask me, a lot of the things that he said would happen. Like, for instance, like, us black people, if you keep treating us the way you gonna treat us, it's about to be a revolution. And he said that. If you listen to Moral Man, that interview that he had with Kendrick Lamar, he put it in this album, he spoke that. And not only that, but it was a lot of other songs, but a lot of the stuff that he said is unfolding. And that's another thing that I liked about him as an artist. He's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, if you ask me. But to me, it was something about his aura. He was very charismatic, as Jada would say. He was very charismatic. He was very creative, and music was his everything. If you ask me, like, music, acting, just the arts. He was never in. It was never in. And I wish things would have panned out the way it was. But he left. His legacy is still alive, and he's still the greatest hip hop artist, the best-selling hip hop artist of all time. No one can take that away from him, regardless if he's alive or not. And I feel like he would have still did that if he was here. He was blossoming. Even when he came out, he was a big artist, but he was blossoming. But yeah, that's all I have to say.